Hey everyone, I am going to make this video for sweeps, and this is, let me get it. This is what we are going to be looking at. So this is what I attempted to share in class. I am going to start on the front plane, and then I will create maybe two or three different planes to finish this part, and under here. We will see. So let me move that to my other screen so we can get started. Okay, so from our front plane, let's start a new sketch. I like to have my planes off so that I won't need to have too much on my screen. All right, so we're going to start with, let's start at our origin. And I know that I need 48 millimeters. This is in millimeters, by the way. I need several lines. I need a 40 millimeter line, 48 millimeter line, and I need another line up there. I believe that's going to be 70 or 72 millimeters. And then I'm going to draw a line here, just 2 millimeters beyond our origin. And we will see the reason for that a little later. So that's going to be 2 millimeters. From this point to my origin, that's going to be 48 millimeters. So the reason I'm doing it this way is because we have 50 millimeters from here to here, and we have 22 millimeters from here to here. So I'm going to do from there to there, that's going to be 122. And we have our dimensions. So actually, I'll keep it like that. And I do know that I need some construction lines. I'm going to have a construction line here because this is where my arcs will start. So I'm going to put my construction lines where I think my arcs will start. So I'll put a construction line here, and I'm going to make a few more construction lines. I need a construction line that's going to be 70 degrees from here, and one that is going to be 80 degrees from here. So I will put one like so, and actually, I think that needs to go the other way. Yeah, maybe like so. And I have one sort of like that. I'm going to turn my construction off. I have lines that should be parallel to those lines. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in some of these constraints now. So those two should be parallel to each other. And those two should be parallel to each other. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make our 3-point arcs. So I have an arc from here to there. And I also have an arc from this point to here. Let's go ahead and put in some measurements. This arc should be 90. This arc should be 50. Um, from here to here, recall that I said that's going to be 70 degrees. And from here to here, that should be 80 degrees. And note that I already have some tangency, so that's good. I do think that some of these may move. I'm going to draw in some lines that will be, let's make them 30 millimeters. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here, and I'm going to draw another line from here to there. This line should be tangent to that arc. So let's put in that tangent. See, this line should be tangent to that arc. And then recall that I said that these lines should be 30 millimeters. So I will put that in. Since they should both be 30 millimeters, I'm just going to make those two equal to each other. So I won't have to have too much all over my screen. I like to make everything as black as possible. So I'm going to put in some additional constraints and measurements. So I want that line to be symmetric about that line right there. So those 2 points will be symmetric. And these 2 points will be symmetric. All right, so everything that we need is black. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a plane right here on this line, and then I'm going to put another plane on that line. So, but before I do, I think I want to make those lines, let's make those lines 52 millimeters. When I did this before, I made them 52 millimeters, and I'm not remembering why at this point, but we'll see what happens. And I only need to dimension one and then make them both equal. Okay, so we have that sketch. We saved it. I'm going to create a plane right there on that line. I'm going to make this a line angle, and my angle will be 0. So that's plane 1. I'm going to do the same thing for plane 2. Okay. So I'm going to make a sketch on plane 1. And I'm going to make 2 circles. One will be 46. I'm going to make it right at that midpoint. So 46 and 52. And I'll do the same for the other plane. So let's go ahead, and that one's 52 already. I'm going to make this one 46. And we're going to save that. And now I'm going to make a sketch on plane 2. I'm going to shuffle those a bit. So sketch 2 is on plane 1, sketch 3 is on plane 2. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my isometric view just so that you all can see everything. And here, what I want to do is I'm going to create a sweep. So this sweep will go, let me get my sweep. This is my sweep. And it's going to go from that line, that arc here, and then down to there. And you can see that from the front. Notice that we still have 2 millimeters beyond that. I'm not going to have my sweep go down that far. All right, and then my next sweep, I need to turn my sketch 1 back on. So my next sweep will go from here down to that arc. And we have our sweeps. I'm going to go ahead and turn my planes off. I don't need to see those. I don't think I need sketch 1 anymore. I'm going to make a sketch at the bottom. Let's see, how do I want that? Mm, I'm going to put it at my top plane because my top plane does meet my origin. So from there, I'm going to have, let's see. I'm just going to draw out several circles. I know I need to have 46, which is the interior right there. I need 50 and 90. I believe that this is going to match that right there. And if it does, then I can just use that. This one will be 50. And then we have 90. All right, so this small little lip right here, let's see if I can grab it. No, it's not letting me grab it. I need to make sure all of my sketches are off. 1, 2, 3, they're off. So I might need to do something different. I'm going to hide my part and then I'll grab it. That's what I need. I need to drop that down. I can show my part now. I need to extrude that 2 millimeters towards the bottom. Okay, I have that right there. And then I need to show my sketch 4 again. And this, sketch 4, this needs to be extruded upward by 15 millimeters. And I will show my isometric view. We still have just the one part. Okay, and then it says that this takes a radius of 5. So I'm going to put in a fillet radius of 5. And so that part is done. I will rotate that so that you all can see that I do have that extrusion beyond my origin. So I will turn my sketches off, and I'm going to make a sketch here. Now, this doesn't give us exact dimensions, so I'm going to make some estimations, and I will make it look pretty close to what I think we should have. So I'm going to kind of play around with this a little bit. So a sketch here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when I extrude this, I'm going to create a flange kind of. So let's just see what we have. I'm going to go ahead and view normal to sketch plane, and let's find my midpoint. I'm going to draw several circles, and I'm going to draw a couple of construction lines so that I can create a mirror. Now, I do want these to be tangent to these outer circles. And let's see, what do I want the dimensions to be? This is 52. So let's just see how this looks. Let's go ahead and make that 60 and see if it looks right. I think it should probably be a little bit more than that. Again, we weren't given exact dimensions. I think that should be 20. And let's go ahead and make this one 15 maybe, 10. Let's make that one 10. And then let's go ahead and create a mirror. First, I don't need that, so let me go ahead and cut that part off. And then we will create a mirror. And after we create our mirror, we're going to, oops, that's our mirror line and our entities that we want to be mirrored. From here, we are going to dimension between those two. Since that's 52, let's see what happens if that's 100. We'll see. I don't believe I need those either. So I do know that the dimensions should be 20 after the extrusion. But I am going to include that circle and that circle because it looks like I need to be able to see that. We have 2 millimeters that I need to create right here. So when I extrude this, I'm going to extrude this with an offset. So I will switch to my isometric view. So hopefully you all can see this. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude. I'm going to start with an offset of, I think 18. So my offset will be 18. Let's make sure our offset is in the correct, is going to be in the correct direction. And then my extrusion will be 20. And that looks about right. Yeah, that looks about right. So we're going to do the same thing on this other sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these sketch entities. And I am going to put my sketch on that face and paste my sketch entities. So if I go to view normal sketch plane, let's see if this will work for me. I want that to be centered about right there. Something like that. And if I can find, there is my center point, and then the center point for that circle, I can make those two coincident. You didn't like that. Is that coincident? Mm, you don't like that for some reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some of the constraints that I created, and that seems to do it. So now we're going to go ahead and save that sketch. We're going to do this extrusion the exact same way. And we are going to start with an offset of 18 millimeters. Make sure your arrow is pointing in the correct direction, and then our extrusion should be 20 millimeters. And that looks about right. I believe that is complete. So let's take a look at our isometric view, and that looks pretty much complete. So I think I had everyone assign cast iron to this just to check our mass properties. Cast iron. And then when you check your mass properties, then your mass properties should be very similar to mine. So I'm going to be looking at the mass moments of inertia, the volume, the total mass, and your center of mass. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. You need to make sure you're going to be ready for your assessment, which has already been posted. If there are any questions, please let me know.